Welcome back to Wizardry, Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. We've killed so many Murphy's Ghosts to get to this point. You see, we have 1.2 million gold. Roughly 1 million of which I'm pretty sure is Murphy's Ghosts. So many Murphy's Ghosts. Okay, so there are some things that have changed from last time. I would say the big two things that have changed are, if I pop into the maze here. By the way, the choppiness is a result of my computer trying desperately to run the game and stream the game at the same time. The game does run smoother than you're probably seeing. Luckily, the game is all turn-based, so while it looks jerky, even if it was kind of as choppy as it was on the stream, it would not really affect my ability to play the game at all too much, so. So a couple things have changed since the last time we were here. So the first thing is if we check out Silver's equipment, some cool new stuff. I believe Silver already had the Longsword +2. They also now have a diadem of Malor, so I can just, if Silver just wanted to teleport wherever, good. Yes, what's up, indeed. Okay, so. Also a fancy plate mail +2. So nice. I'm gonna check something. Alright, tell me what I'll show you. No, you're not, okay. Anytime you'd like to finish loading that. Okay, so with that. Oh wait, okay. So anyway, yes, diadem of Malor, plate mail +2. MTI now also has a longsword +2. So that's cool. Mercury Zelda doesn't have anything particularly new, but did gain some levels. MTI and Mercury Zelda can now both use up to level 5, I think, Mage spells, which is cool. Chubo, random Scroll of Lomilla, sure. Mace +2, shield, and breastplate +1. One of the big changes is LagDotCom is now a Mage, and actually, if I first check Chubo's spells, you can see full complement of Mage spells and full complement of Priest spells, or Arcane and Divine, as the game calls them. LagDotCom is a Mage, does not quite have the full complement of Mage spells yet, but has enough that I think we can finish the game with the strategy I want to use. It does have the full complement of Priest spells. And the biggest change here is actually Almacia, who is now also a kind of Archmage, has the Divine and Arcane spells, the full complement of both, and is also a ninja, just chilling in the back. I probably want to actually redo the order of the party somewhat. In fact, yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So, alright, back, character options, change position. Almacia there. That way, if one of the front three goes down, Almacia, who can at least theoretically actually fight, is the next person up. Short sword +1. Can you use a long sword +1, I wonder? Let's check on that. I feel like I've answered this question for myself already, but let's see. Currently watching my cat. Visit store, buy item. Almacia. Longsword, -1. +1, yeah, okay. So that's what I'll do. I will get you a longsword +1. That's fine. That is... Alright, one moment. Okay, so we bought what looks like the last longsword +1. That's fine. What do we do now? I need to go back into the maze. Hey, Linkade, how's it going? Okay, so. Yes, inspect. Equip. I'll sell the short sword just to cut my losses, but I really don't need to. Money is not my problem at this point. As you can see by the 1.25 million coins I have. So I black screen. Does it look good now? Probably previewed as I was in between like the setting up clip show and the actual game. So probably what happened there. So the short sword. I don't know why the short sword +1 is worth more than the long sword +1, which in turn is worth more than the long sword +2, incidentally. Why, I don't know, but there you go. Alright. So, friends, I believe we are ready to at least attempt the final charge onto floor 10 in the end of the game. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cast the spell of Perfect and get that protection up, and we're gonna take the long way down, such that. All right, so this is where it'll actually be kind of choppy, unfortunately. I want to go in here. This is dark. That's fine. That's why I didn't cast the light spell. Now I can cast the light spell. And by cast the light spell, I mean I can use this. Oh, where'd my Lomilla thingy go? There it is. Use it. Roll Lomilla. We'll take the free cast. Not that level 3 priest spells are all that useful. I guess it's nice to have. I mean, when I have 3 priests, or 3 characters who know priest magic. So, we'll go down to floor 4. This is the way I want to go. Yes, private elevator. Cool. Let's go. An encounter? Really? Okay. That is 2 gas dragons. Luckily, gas dragons are not... Gas dragons are not actually that powerful, so... You think it's an alarm? Sure. That's not an alarm. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so, going forward, don't do that. Luckily, I have several Latu-Mophis potions for just this occasion. Just for making basically this final charge. Yeah, okay, now it's... I can now discard the broken item. Oh, I can discard the broken scroll as well. Yep, okay. Click. Party unlocks the door with the blue ribbon. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna... Really? Okay. Alright, maybe we're not. Oh, good. The monster surprised us. We may actually have to bail out and just... Okay. I believe gas dragons can actually breathe on you, so that's why I'm a little worried here. Okay, we're fine. We'll go on. I'm taking 1 damage. That actually could have gone a lot worse. Alright, so I'm not sure I actually even want what's in this chest. Let's, we'll cast Calvo, just in case. Trying to think how I want to do this. Okay, so you... Okay. You're my priest. So, okay. So yeah, you casting Calvo... No. I want one of the other 2 to cast Calvo. Okay. 95% certainty exploding box. Alright. Disarm the exploding box, please. Failed to disarm the trap. Great. Okay. Well, that means we have the right trap, so that's good. We might still set it off, but... Okay. No gold. Or no item. Alright, so we'll go down to floor 9. Alright, so this is what we mapped out. This is supposed to be kind of another Easter egg where the initials are supposed to spell out, or the kind of dungeon layout is supposed to say ACG, which are the initials of Andrew Greenberg, who is the other main designer of Wizardry. The thing is, the A is kind of supposed to be in sort of that gap in the left center, and you just can't get to it unless you specifically like malure to one of the tiles, which we're not going to do. So maybe that's why he sued Surtech. I don't know. Anyway, let's bail out of this. We want to go this way. That's going to be a fight. Yep, 1 giant. Okay. I think that's just a troll, hopefully. Yeah. Alright, that's fine. Deal with that. Silver, being at level 21, gets 5 attacks. And each attack hits for a pretty decent chunk of damage, so... 95% certainty poison needle. Alright. That one we disarmed. Chugo receives a helm. Okay. Remember, receives 63 gold. Alright, let's see here. Yep, so here's the shoot. And if we hit space, we'll use that shoot, but let's see what kind of helmet we got here. It's just an ordinary helm. We can just ditch that. One of the cool things about this version is that you can actually kind of tell what the item is via the picture, so... Alright, here we go, floor 10. The final challenge. We will have to fight at least 6 battles before the final battle. Hopefully we get 6 easy battles. That's the best case scenario. Oh, okay, so you can actually kind of do Mapic. Even though that's not supposed to work on floor 10. That's good data. Inscribed on an ornate gold plaque is a message. The script is ornate and links in various bright hues. Be it known that ye are trespassing on the property of the Archmage Werdna. There is no possible way that ye can possibly get through my defenses, let alone defeat me in battle. So sure am I of this that I give you this clue. Contra Dextra Avenue. Yes, Trevor sucks! In capital letters. The capital letters are new. That's cute. Alright, here we go. Battle number 1. There's some nasty potential stuff on this floor. There's also, luckily, some potentially easy stuff on this floor. We want the easy stuff, ideally. So what we get. An encounter, 1 dragon. Okay, I don't know if I would call that easy per se, but that's a fire dragon. Okay. I think 1 we can take, so. Whack! Yeah, okay, good. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Number 1 down. Let's see what kind of cool stuff we have here. Alright, 95% certainty it's a gas bomb, you say, huh? Alright. Failed to disarm the trap, okay. Keep trying. Wow, that's a lot of gold. Let me see, receives a shield. Receives 333 gold. Okay, so, to the right is a teleporter that will take us back to the start of the floor. We don't want that. That is a shield of +2 that we want to give to either MTI or... I guess we want to give it to MTI. Alright. Again, you can tell via the... So let's equip that. Nice, okay. Unidentified shield. I'll give this to LagDotCom just to even out our inventory a bit. Okay, so, step forward, step to the left. Boom, we have teleported. Okay. If I cast Spell, if I cast Mapic, it will fizzle out, but because we have the last Mapic cast... Okay, it actually doesn't work beyond that. Interesting. Okay. Why it works for those 5 squares, I don't know, but here we are. Okay. Alright, so, number 2. Hallway number 2. Oh, wasn't there supposed to be an encounter? 1 armored man, 2 robed men. Okay. Okay. Level 10 mages and 1 armored man. Yikes. Okay. I do not like the idea of fighting. I'm just gonna gang up on the level 10 mages. I do not like the idea of fighting level 10 mages. Okay, good news is they're not very durable. That's fine. I can deal with whatever this. Ow! Okay. 1 Hatamoto. Okay. Okay. Absolutely smacked. Wow. Alright. I think there was supposed to be a sign that I must have missed, where Werdna continues taunting you and says something to the effect of, "You've defeated 1 group of guardians, but there are many more. Turn back while you still can." But, alright. I guess I missed that. That's fine. Alright, battle number... you know what? Yeah, you know what? I think we're okay to go. Battle number 2. 3 leather-clad men. This is what we want. This is just thieves. This is easy. 3 regular thieves. Not even master thieves. Regular old thieves. Boom. Got him. Oh, didn't kill him. Okay. Yeah, that one wanted nothing to do with me. Ran away. Alright. LagDotCom receives a sword. Almacia receives a potion. Okay. So what we got? That is a longsword of -1. We're gonna get rid of that. Discard. Discard. Alright. Almacia has a potion. The problem is I don't know what kind of potion that is, so I guess I just use that in the next battle. Alright, we have teleported. And you can see the map is completely messed up. It has no idea where we are. Fortunately, I do. The good news is floor 10 is basically just a series of one-way paths. The bad news is you absolutely do not want to try teleporting to places you can't get to. Because there's a very high chance you will teleport into rock and kill yourself. Or you will get teleported into rock, is the other potential calamity here. So, battle number 3. Encounter 5 amphibians. Okay. Those are bleebs, I believe. I have no idea how difficult these are. They're not greater demons, though, so I'm okay with that. Let's fight. Oh, they are chunky. Okay. Alright, we killed that one. Alright, one ran away. That one did not run away. That one did. And that one did. Okay. Also, enemies have very random amounts of HP in this. Like, that's just how the HP values in this work. Okay. Are you out of... Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah, alright, so... That's... Okay, I do need to kind of keep that in mind. Didn't totally think about that. Okay. So, alright, I need to go over my strategy here. So, Chubo will... Okay, you will do that. You'll... Okay, so I need to save on Almacia, I believe. Okay. Okay. Alright, disarm the alarm, please. Oh, great. Okay. That's not great. Alright, one strange animal. We can handle that. There's a Gorgon. Gorgons are... Okay. Whew, okay. Alright, so I should now get the loot from that. Yeah, Chubo receives a scroll. MTR receives a sword. Okay. see what we got. That is, I believe, a Wereslayer or Dragon Slayer. It's nice. It's not as good as a Longsword +2. Maybe worth giving. That's what I think it is. Not sure. All right. Anyway. All right. So remind me to use the potions and scrolls in the next. All right. So that is a teleporter to room number 4. I believe. Alright, floor 4, or battle 4. 1 leather-clad men, 2 armored men. Alright, that doesn't sound too bad. So there's a thief and some kind of fighters. Level 8 fighters and 1 leather-clad man. Okay, that's fine. Fight these. I guess, no, not cast spell. Oh, you're not the one with the, okay. You have the scroll. Leather-clad man, I guess? Wait, who's the other person with the... Man. Who's the other person with the potion, then? Alright, you know what? You do that. Alright, killed one of those. Use the Rod of Flame. Torch that. That level 8 fighter is chunky. Alright, no, nothing to do with us. And level 8 fighter missed. Also, you can tell some of the, back. Someone definitely had a second scroll or potion or something that they picked up. Now I can't find it. Alright, anyway, no big deal. There we go. Anti-priest, okay. Got it, nice. Shuba receives a scroll, alright. Discard this. You do have a potion, but you can't... Alright, so what is this, then? Why can't you use the potion? You couldn't use it in battle. What kind of potion is that? I'm so confused. Alright, we'll give that to LagDotCom for now. Shuba has another scroll. I think that's a scroll of Dilto? Okay, anyway. Let's... There we go. There's the teleporter. Okay. Alright, battle number 5. So far we've been pretty lucky with the battles. 1 strange animal. Alright, not too bad. Here's all the kill score. Okay. Alarm. Okay. Last time we tried that, it didn't go well. Let's get some redemption. There we go. Chubo receives a staff. MK receives a mace. Remember, receives 90 gold. Alright, none of that was incredibly helpful. I mean, it is a nice mace, but it's not... A mace by itself is not going to be incredibly helpful. We'll give that to LagDotCom anyway. Then Chubo got a staff. That's a staff of, I believe, Mograth. It's not all that helpful. Alright, let me just check my... Alright, everybody still has space for stuff. Good. I believe there's one more battle, and then the final battle. Poor leather-clad man. Easy. Alright. Nice, okay. Didn't kill, but that's fine. That thief wants nothing to do with us. That one tried. That one made the effort. Anyway, yeah, how are you today, Link 8? Alarm again, you say? Alright, so we have the right trap. Got it. Okay. MTR receives a book. Mercury's Elder receives a sword. Remember, receives 90 gold. Alright. I got a book. That's a book of Badios. That's kind of whatever. Oh, Mercury received the sword, right. Ooh, that looks good. Alright, that looks like a fun weapon. I'm actually almost tempted to bail out and see what these weapons are, honestly. But encounter. Oh, wow. Okay, you gave me an encounter one step before. Oh, what are these? Oh, and they're fire giants. Okay. And the monster surprised us. Oh, boy. Priest cast Mabadi. Oh, great. Okay. Okay. I don't think fire giants are ones you can Makanito. Ah, okay, cool. Alright. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. You are going to cast a Mahdi on silver. What am I do here? No, we're going to stop. Back. You're still going to attack. You are going to, because these are fire giants, I imagine they are vulnerable to frost spells. So we're going to try frost spells and see how that gets us. Now, you are still going to Mahdi on silver. You are... Okay, so you are the... Yes, okay. So you are just going to chuck out a tilt-away. I don't think that's going to do much, honestly, except maybe on the priest, but that's fine. And LagDotCom you are going to parry. Alright. Okay. Yeah, alright, so that is effective on the fire giants. That's good. Alright, we got the Mahdi off. That's important. Oh, okay. Tilt-away did work. Cool. Alright. I don't even get any gold for that, so. Alright, here we go. Read plaque. Lair of the evil wizard. Okay, they typoed there. Werdna. Office hours, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. By appointment only. The wizard is in. Alright, so let's do this. Let's get our prep here. You are going to cast a Mahdi. Yeah, that's fine. You're going to Mahdi on Mercury's Zelda. Alright, so, Werdna will not be alone. Werdna will have a Vampire Lord and anywhere from 1 to 8 vampires accompanying him. Best case scenario is 1, worst case scenario is 8, broken up into 2 groups of 4, so. Also, we have to not get surprised. If we get surprised, we're just dead. So, okay, the other thing I want to do is this Fancy Pants sword Mercury Zelda has. I don't know what this is, but it looks good. I'm going to equip it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Are we prepped up? We Arma Perfect. Have light. I think we're as ready as we're going to be, folks. Here we go. Encounter. Alright. There he is. The vampires advance. Okay. We did not get surprised. That's good. Also, only 2 vampires, so that's okay. That's alright. So, meet Werdna, folks. Now, you can tell this is early access because there's no cool, like, final boss theme for this. The NES Wizardry final boss battle, like, you hear that and you immediately know, like, oh, this is real. Okay, so let's talk Werdna. Werdna is not a fun, reasonable challenge final boss. No, Werdna has the amulet of Werdna, and he is not going to give up that amulet without a fight. Let's start with his armor class. So Werdna has an armor class of -7, which is one of the lowest armor classes in the game, where lower is better, and -10 is like near impossible to actually hit. The only enemy in the game that I believe has a lower armor class are Will-O-Wisps with a -8. Furthermore, we saw in the Fire Giant plus Priest battle what a devastating spell Tilt-O-Wait is. Werdna has access to Tilt-O-Wait. Werdna is more than happy to use Tilt-O-Wait. Tilt-O-Wait will devastate you. Werdna's attacks, I believe, can poison, paralyze, and he's also a ninja, by the way. So he has a chance of just killing you. You can do 1 damage and you just die. He also has vampires up front. He has a vampire lord in back of him, who can also do a bunch of debilitating things, can cast Maudalto, can level drain multiple levels if hits. So yeah, this is real. Okay, so we fortunately only have to fight 2 vampires in addition to Werdna, in addition to the vampire lord. So that's not bad. Unfortunately, I am running the newest version of this game. Apparently, in previous versions, there was a bug whereby Werdna would Tilt-O-Wait himself instead of you, which is just hilarious to me. I want to toggle health bars, I think I want those on. I want health bars on. There we go. Okay. Werdna, by the way, has anywhere from, I believe, 21 to 120 hit points. And it might, some versions give him an extra 200 hit points instead of an extra 20 hit points. Hopefully this isn't one of those. But, so our round 1 strategy is going to be as follows. Okay, so vampires are undead. What we're going to do, Silver, as our warrior, is just going to attack. The goal of the first round is to A, get us down to us versus Werdna, B, hopefully survive Tilt-O-Wait. 4 of my 6 characters are guaranteed to survive Tilt-O-Wait. Tilt-O-Wait does between 10 and 150 damage. So 4 of my 6 characters won't be in great shape, but they will survive at least that, if nothing else. MTI and Mercury Zelda should survive the Tilt-O-Wait, but they could die to it with really bad luck. Especially with the way damage is actually calculated in this. It's 15 to 150 damage, but the way it does it is by rolling 15d10. Dungeons and Dragons style. So, in other words, it's not even odds to get, each value. It tends to bell curve. I'm making hand gestures, like you can see me when you can't. But, it tends to bell curve around kind of the 80 to 90 hit points of damage range. But, again, if I get particularly bad luck, they could die of that. So yeah, the goal is basically get down to us versus Werdna, and then make Werdna somewhat easier to hit. And so to facilitate that, what we're going to do is MTI is going to cast a spell. He's going to cast the spell of Ma Morlis. Werdna is very magic resistant. The one thing he cannot resist is armor class manipulation. That will always work, and that's what Ma Morlis does. So we're going to also cast more or less with Mercury Zelda. Almacia is... We're gonna take a long shot here. Almacia is going to cast the spell of Montino, which is a silence spell. I don't expect this to work. But basically, anything I do with Almacia is just going to be a long shot anyway. And if this does work, and especially if it works when we get it off before Werdna can go, that will go a long way toward helping us toward victory. Okay, Chubo, as a priest, is going to dispel the vampires, or try to, at level 16. I'm hoping that will be successful, and we'll get rid of both of them. And finally, LagDotCom is going to cast the spell of Zilwan, which is basically a... it basically just does a ton of damage to a single undead monster. And the Vampire Lord back here is also undead, so... Alright, so, Silver's attacking Werdna. MTI is Morlising. Mercury Zelda is Morlising. Almacia is trying to Montino Werdna, not really expecting it to work, but what the heck, let's give it a go. Chubo is dispelling the vampires. Lag.com is Zilwaning the Vampire Lord. Alright, here we go. Alright, hit Werdna, good. Okay. So we're going first, that's good. Alright, Chubo dispelled. Okay, Chubo failed to dispel, that's not good. Alright, we did get the Vampire Lord. There's the Tilt-O-Wait. Ow. Okay. We survived. So there are a couple different ways I can approach this now. So I think the fighters now all gang up on Werdna. The people with priestly knowledge heal the front line. I think that's the way to go here. That's not... Okay. So we gang up on Werdna, and we Mahdi the front line, and if we, we're gonna hope that's enough. We're gonna hope we get good turn order here. We're gonna hope Werdna decides not to Tilt-O-Wait. We still need a lot of luck here. Or at least decent luck. By the way, I want to check something here. You can't see it, but according to my Fitbit, my current heartbeat per minute, 140. Yeah, this battle is terrifying. Alright. Alright, we hit Werdna. Werdna's down. Okay. Okay. Our path is much clearer now. Think we can do this. Especially if they're going to... Oh, Jesus! Okay, well, I don't know if you saw that. I'm gonna scroll down here. So we killed Werdna. I don't know why it says we were poisoned, but okay, that's interesting. Also, I can apparently go up a level now. That's neat. Oh, right, okay, so that's what happened. Vampire cast Toledo. What you did not see, and what is not in the battle log, I got hit and I got level drained 2 levels by the vampire biting me. Yeah, so, alright, we're gonna attack, we're gonna attack, we're gonna attack. I actually think we've got this now, but, alright, so. Just to make sure, let's do the same thing, attack, 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 Mahdi, Mahdi, Mahdi. That's not right, because you have... Alright, fight. Alright, kill the vampire. We did not kill that vampire, unfortunately. I don't know why it says Almacia was poisoned. Alright, vampire cast Toledo. Okay, now we've got this. Fight, fight. Alright, you know what? We're just going to do this. We're gonna have everybody Zilwan here. Alright, there we go. We did it. Yes, that is what that means. MCI was drained of 2 levels, level 18 to level 16. Yes, that's the game showing you how it looks in the original. And if you take a look, you can actually move it like that, which is kind of cool. And you can remove it altogether. So, okay, we did it. But now what do we do? The LagDotCom has an amulet. Amulet has not been identified. Let's see what we got here. Let's read this. To Lilgamin, for when the wizard wants out. That is actually something they added to this version of the game. In the original, you're just stuck down here until you use the Amulet of Werdna to teleport out. What? Maze can change and shift around you. Also, hello, Alfina over there. Congratulations! You have completed your quest, and the amulet is now back in the hands of your beneficent ruler, Trevor. In return for this, he grants you a boon of 250,000 experience points each. Additionally, you'll be initiated into the Overlord's Honor Guard, and thus will be entitled to wear the chevron of this rank evermore. However, you must give up your equipment and your party's gold to pay for your initiation. Alright, well, that's fine. That's fair enough, I suppose. I guess I'll never know what that sword I had with Mercury Zelda was. So there we go. So if I inspect this roster now... A winner is me, yes indeed. Oh yeah, cool. You can see I have the, that's awesome. I have the little, insignia there. That's neat. Oh wait, hold on. That's, yeah, so you can see, at the top left of the portrait, I have the little insignia. And yep, I had to give up my gold and equipment. Okay. Well, I had to give up my equipment. Because of the way gold works, the only thing I had to give up was the equipment. Okay. Now, you can gain some levels now, except for MPI and Mercury Zelda. So, let's go do that. Alright, that's fine. Silver now level 22. Should stay and refill my stuff at any rate. No attribute points awarded. 1 hit point. 1 hit point. Okay. Chubo got more level 7 spell slots. That's neat. And there's a level 7 spells for LagDotCom. But there we go. Alright, that was it. That went quite well, I would say. That went quite smoothly. That went actually much more smoothly than I thought it would, so. Let me, I'm going to temporarily close out the game, and then I will come back to it. Give me 1 moment here. I'm gonna run the clip show while I do something kind of behind the scenes here. If you're curious what I actually did, I copied out the save files to another location. So yeah, I was periodically copying out my roster files to a backup location, but I did do my best not to let that influence my play, and I had no occasion to ever actually use the backup files. So that was probably as close to a legitimate playthrough as I have ever done of this game. You know, on any version, so. So now the problem is I have no equipment, which, you know, is kind of a drag. And so... I did have a ninja. Almacia was my ninja. You can actually tell because his armor class is 4 versus everyone else's, which is 10. So, no lords, you are correct about that. It is an evil party, and unlike the NES version, basically, unlike the NES version, if you go evil, you can't go back to being good. I mean, I suppose you might be able to. But if you have an entirely evil party, you cannot change from evil to good. Or I guess I should say, if you have no good characters, you cannot change from evil to good in this version. Because if you have an entire party of just evil characters, evil/neutral, friendly monsters just do not appear in the dungeon at all. You don't even have the option to leave them alone. So, yeah, it looks like we will simply never know what that sword Mercury Zelda had was. I'll have to highlight this, and maybe someone will know. I thought about bailing out to check it, but I was like, we're close enough now at this point. And now I believe if I go back down there, the wizard will be out, so... but before I do anything else, alright, so, let's... someone else has the Dragon Slayer, actually. Alright, so let's re-outfit everyone here. Not Longsword -1, that would be bad. Longsword, just a basic Longsword, please. Basic Longswords for now. We can get better ones in a moment. So yeah, we'll do a couple loops of like floor 9, floor 10. Try and get our equipment back, I suppose. Try to avoid running into devastating monsters. I'm gonna actually leave Almacia equipmentless. Am I, for now? Yeah, I think I am, actually. So you get a mace +2. Oh, I never actually sold the mace +2, or did I? No, I never did. Okay. Right, I gave some to other people. I did not... Okay. That's fine. You know, a mace +1. That works. And a staff +2 for you. Alright, armor time. I believe you get a plate mail +1. Okay, so you just bought the last plate mail +1. Cool. So that means you can get a normal plate mail. Alright, so I need to kind of rebuild the equipment here, but that's okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I have 2 neutral samurai and then a evil warrior, evil fighter, I should say, in silver. Silver's whole goal was to just be a tank. And then I did multiple class changes of the last 3 characters. They all, I believe, Chubo and LagDotCom spent time as a priest, a mage, a fighter. All of those 3 in some capacity. Almacia went thief, priest, mage, ninja. Was never a fighter, I don't think. Which is why his HP is relatively low. MTI and Mercury Zelda were just always samurai. I have a wizard on standby to be able to identify stuff. I don't totally understand why chainmail +2 is a thing when anyone who can use chainmail can also use the breastplate +1, but there you go. Right, you get some robes because you're a mage. Yeah, because wizards level up really slowly, and also one big change in this version of the game versus other versions is changing classes doesn't reset your stats. So you actually want a class change kind of as often as possible. Also, the combo caster, in terms of learning spells, learns spells slower than either the wizard slash bishop is what they're actually called. Wizard was Nintendo of America censorship, as was cleric, although I probably said cleric a couple times. Just because I'm so used to the Nintendo ports that I do the same thing. I say cleric and wizard, even though they're priest and bishop. Alright, so anyway. Finish re-outfitting the party here. You can't have anything. Alright, helmets. I did lose the diadem of Malor, which is actually kind of upsetting. You get a helmet, you do not. Okay. And you finally get copper helmets. Copper gloves. Because I can get a priest to level 13 class change, and then get the class change to mage, and then get the mage to level 13. Much more quickly than I can get the wizard slash bishop up to a level high enough that they will actually learn both level 7 spells. So if you know how the samurai and the lord learn their spells kind of slower than the priest and the mage, the bishop learns the spells at the same rate as the samurai slash lord, I'm pretty sure. So, which is not quick. Alright, let's go into the maze. Exactly, yeah. The tooltip here is, yeah, the not having stat. It also actually makes ninjas viable, I will say that. Because it's like, oh yes, I have a ninja, and then you're like, oh, but the stats are terrible, and so you can't actually really do anything with them. Whereas you maintain the 17 plus stats in this, so. Alright, so let's equip our items. One of the things that was in some of the original versions that they took out of this one, and I'm not sure why, because it was really good, was the ability to kind of quickly equip your whole party. You know, how you just hit, like, equip, and it just goes down the line, and goes character by character. What sword do you want? What armor do you want? That's not a thing in this version, and I don't know why. Actually, I'm gonna see what Almacia can do as a fighter. Also, at some point, I need to heal myself. Let me see if he can do that. Okay, some great Dios casts there. But yeah, I do have a bishop on standby just to identify things. Although, the way this game works, if you've, like, seen an icon of something, you kind of know what it is. Just neat. I'm just trying to get into a battle, please. There we go. Curious what barehanded attacking is going to look like. The monster surprised you. Okay. Okay, so, yeah. Okay, so 3 hits. It can. I think there are actually certain doorways that are sort of always that are kind of like spike tiles, if you will. I really wonder what that Sword Mercury Zelda actually had was. Oh, okay. By the way, I've satisfied my curiosity here. 3 dragons. Okay. So I do need to be a little bit careful here now that my weapons aren't as good as they were. Yes, turning on Murphy's Ghost, still absolutely the go-to. I killed so many Murphy's Ghosts in this playthrough. I killed so many Murphy's Ghosts. Let's see if... I killed so many Murphy's Ghosts. Not Momorless, that's not what I wanted to do. Try Makanito. Alternately, we can do this. Already in Modelto. Makanito kills gas dragons, good to know. %, certain there is no trap in that chest. Alright, well, I trust you. Who receives armor? That is, I believe, a plate mail +1, so that's pretty good. So let's give that 2 silver. Oops. But yeah, so, have you played any of the other Wizardry, either versions or ports, besides NES Wizardry 1? Which is a great port. You can actually kind of hear some of the music in it is kind of remixed in this. Oh, you already have a plate mail +1, right? Okay. Brewing rounds, okay. I can't give it to MTI, though. I'll just drop that. I actually really like Zelda 2. Zelda 2 is one of my first, like, real speedrunning experiences years and years ago. So there's that. I'd like to discard plate mail, yes. So I know what that is. Yeah. So once I'm done kind of doing... Oh, that's kind of neat. So you can actually see my characters now have titles. So I have the chevron of rank there, but they're also now Ser Silver, which is neat. Ser MTI, Ser Mercury Zelda, Ser Almacia, Ser Tubo, and Ser LagDotCom. That's neat. That's cool. I like that. But yeah, you can see 1,752 kills. You have no idea how many of those were Murphy's Ghosts. I have no idea how many of them were Murphy's Ghosts, but a lot of them were Murphy's Ghosts. So many Murphy's Ghosts. can't use your lives with no second controller. Oh, in Zelda 2, you mean? Oh, you mean you can't, like, up and A with... Yeah. Okay. I figured you could remap controller 2 on emulator, though. That's what I did with some of, like, some SNES games when I needed to just do goofy things with 2 players. These are gargoyles. This is fine. Yeah, you can already see I'm not doing as much damage because I'm just using longswords as opposed to longsword plus 2s. Like, Silver was doing 50 to 60 before with 5 hits. Not... No trap found. Well, that's cool. Silver receives a flail. That's an anointed flail. That's whatever. Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, really? Huh. Weird. Hmm. Just discard that. That's just an anointed flail. So I can buy those whenever. 4-9. Did I did. Yeah, fair enough. Those are wyverns. Okay. These can poison. I think they're otherwise not too bad. And yeah, I am really feeling the lack of, I'm now feeling the lack of longsword +1 and +2. Hey, there's the poison I was talking about. So yeah, I do have a couple reports. I do have a couple things I need to kind of report on the forums once I'm done here. Mahdi saying that you're poisoned when you use it in battle, which is not correct. And I feel like not immediately reporting the level drain is another thing that I feel like that should happen, you know. I feel like that's a thing that should be on the battle log off to the right here. But, yeah, so anyway, you mentioned the NES version of Proving Grounds was your only experience with it. Did you enjoy that? I imagine you did if you're here watching this, but... Anti-Mage, sure. Mercury Zelda receives an armor. Oh, I need to do something about this poison. Yes. Yes, that is nice. I know what a lot of the important ones do, just because I played so much of this, in Wizardry 2 NES and Wizardry 5 SNES. Like, a lot of the important ones I can tell you what they do. But there's still a decent number I couldn't tell you at all, and a lot of the Wizardry 5 specific ones I also couldn't tell you what they did. So. What's this armor Mercury Zelda got? Let's take a look. It's a breastplate +1, which is nice, but it's not, I mean, I guess I'll equip it just because it's fancier than plate mail, I suppose. Do I have any other cool items here? I don't think so. Let me look. Plate mail +1, yeah. This is a little bit new. This extra square here, that's a shoot down to floor 10. In pretty much every other version, if there's even an indicator on the floor, once you step on the square that I'm on here, you just go down to floor 10. You don't get a choice. Here you have to actually specifically launch yourself down to floor 10, which is nice. Actually, same thing here. You have to specifically use this square to teleport you back to the castle. This is not here. Flee, mortal, walk forward, be returned to the Mad Overlord, and be spared. Actually, it may be there in some other versions of the game, but in all the ones I played, which are the NES and SNES ports of this, you just walk into this square and you immediately go back to the castle. So we already read that plaque. Encounter 5 leather-clad men. All right. I could try just running from this, but I mean. The monster surprised you, really? Okay. Yes, and some of the game telling you some of what the items do in this version is also quite helpful, I agree. Some, but not all, I feel like. Like, it tells you how much damage or armor class bonus it gives you. I don't feel like it does... Ow! Okay. Yeah, especially because you can't necessarily rely on just how expensive an item is to tell you how strong it is. Like, the short sword +1 is more expensive than the long sword +1. Which is also more expensive than the longsword +2. Like, what is that garbage? Like, stuff like that is like, seriously, game? Like, why? Wrong way. Okay, good enough. Alright, what do we got? 1 giant, okay. What do we got? It's 1 fire giant. Okay. Roar. I surprised the monsters. That's cool. Oh, this one actually has full animations. That's neat. Kind of. So, one of the quality of life improvements is that you can either do the old way, i.e. that, where you just kind of get levels at random, or you can do something where your gains are probably smaller on average. You gain 1 to 3 points per level, but you can just distribute those points however you want, so the trend will always be upward. In the original version, you could lose stats, but the trend again would generally be upward, and eventually all your stats would get to level 18. I think generally the same for the NES version. Interestingly, the DOS version is terribly bugged, because apparently people didn't realize that the randomization function in Pascal, which is a language Wizardry was originally programmed in on, Apple and PC, apparently that function actually works differently on the IBM architecture than it did on the Apple architecture. With the net result being you lost stats far more often than you were supposed to. So yeah, that was not great. 95% certainty it's a gas bomb, huh? Alright, let's go for it. Cool. How many scroll, really? You're giving me scrolls. This is what you're giving me. I want cool loot. You're giving me scrolls. Why are you giving me scrolls? Alright, anyway. Let me see. Yeah, no, it's just not there. Okay. At least in the NES version, there's a wall plaque in this first hallway that says something like, "One group of guardians is defeated, but there are many more. Turn back while you can." Yeah, it was kind of a big oops. So like you would actually almost never actually get the stats to be able to make a ninja. And again, I would argue ninjas are not actually as great as they're claimed to be. One mass creature, one ethereal entity. That is a flak. Okay. And Murphy's Ghost behind. Okay. Flaks are actually kind of dangerous, I believe. So we're just going to attack it. That is a beefy enemy. Holy cow. Flak breathes. Yeah, okay. So they can breathe, and that breath is damage-based. Or it's based on the flak's current HP. So... I will be right back. Okay, I am back for the moment. Apologies for, wait. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Okay, so Super Metroid and then the hack. That's neat. Alright. And now we're just down to Murphy's Ghost, which is fun. Yep, okay. Mario, really? Sorry about that. I had to, I guess, take care of some family things, so... Let me see, it failed to disarm the trap, okay. There we go, there we go. That was a lot of gold. Two receives a helm. What was that? Ooh, I've not seen that helmet before, I don't believe. Keep that. Mario, please. That's the way we don't want to go. This would be the square we want. So if you immediately to the right of every door is basically a teleporter back to the start of the floor. That's how it works. Four giants, two ethereal entities. This seems not great. Okay. One moment. Okay, back again. So, Will-O-Wisps. The one enemy with a lower armor class than Werdna. -8. Also, computer is struggling with that lighting effect. That is some macaw FPS right there. That is not the computer. That is not just the stream. We're getting some of those. Oh, that's cool. So I don't know who you specifically are, but I can sort of, from context clues, guess which cousin it is, and so from that, I guess that doesn't actually surprise me that much that he would bring me up. Hopefully mostly good things. Alright, so... Okay, yeah, Jesus, this is struggling. We're into frames per second now. Alright, so... Alright. Yay, Wisps. Yup, yeah. Yeah. We have found the macaw FPS. I don't know if macaw... Oh, you know what? This is an excellent game for macaw, because we got big dudes. We got the poison giants. Those are big dudes. Macaw loves big dudes. No guts yet, unfortunately. I believe you can Macanito these. If the game will actually let me pick Macanito, that is. Alright. Yeah. The good news is Will-O-Wisps are worth a ton of experience points, if I can... If I can defeat them, which, to do that, I need to do a few things here. Let's just throw out a bunch of Momorlises. If the game will let me pick Momorlis. But anyway, another thing this game currently has that McCall would love is 3 FPS. Not getting breathed on? Okay. I didn't know Will-O-Wisps could breathe, but okay. Oh, you're talking about Poison Giants or Will-O-Wisps? I don't know. Oh, by the way, Shubinator, you will notice I am now 2 levels lower than I was, because we have finished the game. I'm trying to get my equipment back now. What am I doing here? I am trying to Momorlis things. Oh, the Giants, okay. Yeah. Ah, I see, okay. I see. Again, from context clues, I can guess what you mean by that. And yeah. Right, yeah. I am trying to get to a point where the game will let me pick Momorlis. Hello? Well, right, yeah, fair. And yeah. Yeah, you know, I'm just gonna do this. Just to try to get this battle over with. Like I said, I saved the characters out, so. So I just have to hope the Macanito gets off first. Yeah, which it looks like it will, so that's good. Oh wow, we actually hit the Will-O-Wisp, okay. Come on, game! I don't know what you're doing, but okay, we cast Macanito, that's something. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, Macanito, alright, Will-O-Wisp is unaffected, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, Poison Giant dies, that's good. Problem is, that's not what's killing the game right now. It's the Will-O-Wisps. Or Wills-O-Wisp, I guess. Game is struggling. The good news is, if I recall correctly, outside of being very difficult to hit and being very magic resistant, Will-O-Wisps, and I may well be remembering incorrectly, we'll find out. I don't think Will-O-Wisps are actually that dangerous as foes. Okay, we're giving the poison giants armor class penalties, even though they're dead. Fine, whatever. I hope you like remixes of the NES battle music. Right, yeah. Which is why they're worth a ton of experience, because similar to greater demons, things which are like, so enemies themselves don't have dedicated experience values in Wizardry 1. They do in later Wizardries, and I think they just took the formula that they used for Wizardry 1 and used that. And like used that to determine what gave how much experience. But in Wizardry 1, enemies don't have dedicated experience. It's all like their stats that determines it. Okay, so a Will-O-Wisp hit me. Alright, we're back to round 2. Our view is stumbling around like me after one too many Guinnesses. I'm just going to attack, because if I try to do anything else, it's going to take like 5 minutes for me to pick my thing, so... Okay. Silver chops at a Will-O-Wisp, that's great. Alright, we killed one, great. Okay. Game is moving a little faster. We're up to like double Macaw FPS. Okay. Alright, silver hit. Mercury Zelda killed. Nice, okay. Okay. Let's go! 31,000 experience. You got a few extra frames. But... yeah. I actually think poison giants are actually pretty magic immune outside of being able to Makanito them as well. So, alright, anyway, let's Calfo. Anti-Priest. Disarm, good sir. Silver receives a shield. Mercury Zelda receives an armor. Silver receives a weapon. That's the first time we've received a weapon. Is that a shuriken? Shuriken? Excuse me? You know what? We're bailing out. Alright, so... let me go back into the maze, because I need to see who has what here. Okay, you have something. You have. There's what looks like some sort of tattered robe. Scrolls, whatever. There's that cool helm, too. Alright, I can actually get rid of LagDotCom. Yeah, exactly. And actually, you can. I think if you've identified at least one item, you can just straight away sell it to Boltac without having to identify it again. Or, not training grounds, what am I doing? Is it in? We'll remove LagDotCom for now. So here's my stand-in character, the Scry. This is my bishop. Also, one of the default party members has been erased and deleted because they were sadly lost in the dungeon. When you die, you have a percentage chance based on where you die in the dungeon that the character is just lost forever. But even going down into the dungeon to get them, you can't do it. Also, that's a shield +2, which is very nice. I mean, I know what that is, but, you know, it's nice to... Alright, so let's identify this first. Chainmail -2, okay. That's awful. Alright, identify that. Yep, that's plate mail +1. We knew that. Identify Scroll of Dilto. Okay, interesting. That's a shield +2. I do. And the weapon is... It is a Shuriken. +7 to hit. 1d5 plus 10 damage with a 3 attack minimum. So, yeah, we are going to give that to Almacia, and Almacia, you are going to actually... Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're going to do that. Give this to Empty Eye. Does Silver actually have an unidentified shield? They do not, okay. With that. Do you want to invoke the special power of Legacy Item ID? Sure, I can. No, we do not. I don't think he can either. But yeah, actually, that's not a terrible idea. If not, I just put him in the front row. And I move probably me to the back row. +1, okay. That to Silver. That to Silver. Give this to Mercury Zelda. +2, +1. Oh, they eventually had a play mail +2 as well. That's right. Okay. Put that back on you. I don't think he can either, but like I said, that weapon is good enough that even if he can't, the correct answer is I just put him in the front row. And I think it can do effects, too. I think it can, like, poison and maybe paralyze as well. Sure, I can, I mean. 4,000, hey, we'll take that. I'll sell the Scroll of Dilto as well. Whatever the scroll is, I don't actually care. So just sell it. I maybe should have identified it, but whatever. So, shield plus 1 back. Okay. Sell item. Or no, I'm gonna go back. Visit the tavern. We'll remove the scry from the party. At Sir LagDotCom. Go back into the maze. We need to heal up. Actually, what I should do. Okay, there are a couple things I should do here, but I mean, I'm on floor 1, so I'm not super worried about it. It was a scroll of no up, probably. Try again. So yeah, some doors are spiked, some aren't. This one I'm pretty sure is. Yeah, okay. Okay, so pretty sure you're not gonna be able to strike him from the back row. Well, let's give it a shot anyway. I got surprised by bubbly slimes, the literal weakest enemy in the game. No, okay, cannot strike him from the back row, unfortunately. That's okay. I'm alright with this turn of events. No trap found. I mean, there's not anything good in there. Okay, 8 gold, fine, whatever. Okay, let's do this. Let's put you there. So I would say the only thing I don't particularly like about that is now Almacia, besides being a ninja, was also one of my, what I call, archmages. There's a hidden door here. So I liked having him back for that reason, but... Hey Murphy, old pal, it's been a while. I should want to do this. I want to have just Almacia attack and see how this goes. Twice for 32 damage. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, put it another way, we want to go get Almacia some gear. Because that is well worth the, I believe that... So that is one kind of annoying thing about this game, is that there's not really an easy way to tell who can and can't use certain things. Like, the Shuriken is great, but the only one who can actually use them is the ninja. The Muramasa blade, correct? Yeah. Alright, let's have people visit the inn. Yeah. Alright, so let's do this. Yeah, I figured weapon was maybe Shuriken or maybe Blade Cuisinart. I guess it could have been, too. Oh, right, that is not the character I'm expecting to have there. That is absolutely not the character I'm expecting to have there. Okay. So not perfect. We'll, how do I want to do this? Do I want to loop floor 9, or do I want to try floor 10 again? I'll do kind of a loop of floor 9, I think. Down 8, east 10. And that'll take me to... okay. Battle here. 1 priest, 2 strange animals. I surprised the monsters. Because I did get some longsword plus 2s here before, so... 3 times for 49 damage, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so... Almacia not always hitting, but doing devastating damage when he does, so... Anti-mage, alright, sure. Great, cool. Ow. Didn't even get any gold out of it, great. Wow, I got absolutely wrecked by that trap. I mean, we all kind of took a hit there, but... I in particular got destroyed. Everyone else is pretty much okay. Let's see a Dialma. Nice job, Calfo. Yeah, and it was stingy, too. That is a lot of strange animals. Okay. That is a lot of gaze hounds. That's a little frightening. That is very frightening. Okay, hopefully they all run away. Alright, so 5 of the 9 fled. Okay. We're gonna do this. You are going to... Almacia was just paralyzed, not petrified. So we can get away with a dial go here, in other words. And LagDotCom, as our resident mage, you are just going to tilt away. Lamb. Alright, Almacia is back. The problem is I don't actually get anything from that because it wasn't a war battle. Okay, so Silver is my partner. Mercury Zelda and Lag.com are aliases for real-life friends of mine whom I met online. And Almacia and Chubo are also other streamers / Twitch viewers. So those where the names came from. I will actually, in about a week, I will be going to visit Mercury Zelda and Lag.com in New York. Is it this one that's a spike? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I'll stand in for people I know to varying degrees. Lifestealer cast Melito. Okay, that's fine. Calfo is the is basically the super inspection spell, which should almost always work, although it didn't the last time. Really? I'm just getting all the 5% failures, like, one after the other at this point, I guess. Luckily, we have spells to deal with this, but it's still annoying. What did we get out of that? I didn't even see. I was too busy muttering about. Oh, I never actually did buy Almacia equipment, did I? Oh, that's plate mail. That's eh. I did not. No, I did not. Okay. That does explain a lot. Strange animal, 3 strange animals. They surprised me again? Are you serious? Alright, luckily this time they wanted nothing to do with me and they just ran away. Is this Caltho gonna fail too? No, okay, that one had actually got it right. LagDotCom receives armor. Alright. Also plate mail. Alright. 5 strange animals. Are these the ones that yeah, these are the ones that just ran away from me. They found a friend. Well, that's a cool way to do it. It's a very kind of smart / intellectual way to do it. But yeah, since I'm on Twitch a lot, especially if I'm playing a game I'm like streaming to people, I'll try to use either names of aliases of my friends and or people who, you know, watch the stream regularly, that kind of thing. Hey, we got it right. Silver receives a sword. Silver receives an armor. Did we actually get both of those? We did. Okay. That, I believe, is a regular short sword. That's a breastplate +1. Just a lag, just to clear out the inventory space. Same thing for this. That's you. So this, as it stands, this game actually has an annoying bug where, if any character's inventory is full, you will sometimes just not get items out of chests that you should get. People who watched regularly 10 years ago. I mean, I think Mercury Zelda and LagDotCom would fit that bill, as would Silver, technically. So. Like, I guess what's supposed to happen is if you get if a character's inventory is full and that character tries to pick up an item, what I guess the game is supposed to do is it's supposed to kind of re-roll to another character and give that character the item instead. And so kind of invisibly the first half of that process is taking place, where the game tells you, like, if Silver's inventory was full up, the game is supposed to re-roll, and let's say it's supposed to give the item to Mercury Zelda. You'll see the game say Mercury Zelda got a sword or whatever, but then you'll check Mercury Zelda's inventory and the sword just won't be there. I've had that happen several times, and it's quite annoying, actually. Let's see here. Level, I don't know if Makanito is below level 8 or level 8 or below. We're gonna find out together. 8 or below. Got it. Okay. Ow. But you know what y'all aren't immune to? I'm pretty sure. Still their weight. Why did I do that? That was silly. No, seriously, Madi Almacia. I think I meant to hit space. I just didn't for some reason. Yeah. Turns out fighters don't like Tilt-08. Gas bomb. Okay. Good disarm. Sure, receives a shield +1. Mercury's Elder receives an armor. Yeah, that is, I think, like plate mail -1. Whatever it is, it doesn't look great. Counter. Oh wow, that's cool. That would have been a while ago too, because I have not been on GameFAQs in close to in any sort of regular capacity in close to 20-ish years now. I'm gonna be honest, I don't particularly remember that name. What's funny is actually my cousin brought up GameFAQs to me not long ago, because apparently the last of sort of the old guard who actually worked for them got laid off a couple days back, so the name wasn't there. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why I did try to phrase that sort of deliberately, like I don't remember that name, which, you know, because I didn't know if you were there under a different name or. Yeah, I'll do that with Tilt-08. I don't know if you can Tilt-08the spirits actually. You can Tilt-08the rest of these. Yes, you can. Okay. Good day. Good Dale. Good Dale. I couldn't decide if I want to say good data or good deal, and it came out as good Dale. Alright. Failing to disarm the trap is not the worst thing, because that means you do have the correct trap in that case. Receives armor. It's, I think, like chainmail -1. That's not great. This block leads nowhere. Interesting. Yeah. Those could either be archmages, which are fine, or level 7 mages, which are actually kind of scary. I suppose the easy way to find out is to mock Anito. They were level 7 mages, so good thing I did that. Archmages sound scary, but they're really not. For some reason, they don't have, like, very good HP or spells. This is actually... okay. This will take me where? Oh, this is the C in, AGC. I don't know how I ended up over here. One demon. Okay. That is a lesser demon just hanging out here. Okay. That's fine. Lesser demons are fine. Greater demons are scary. Lessers are fine. 4 times for 68. Alright, I got no gold out of that. Cool. Thanks, video game. I just checked my inventories. Make sure we're not all full up here. No, we are very much fine. Especially since Almacia still has no. Alright. Alright, so I somehow ended up not in the loop where I wanted to be. I don't quite know how I actually managed that, but here we are. 5 large humanoids. Those are going to be overlords. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I surprised the monsters. Okay. Whack. 4 times for 63. Alright, a Halito is fine. That's a small fireball spell. Hello. Yes, this is a HD remake of Wizardry 1, released last month. September 15th it came out, so, yep. Is actually quite new, about a month old. Actually, I actually finished the game earlier, and now I'm just trying to sort of get equipment back effectively. What am I doing here? So, yes, this is, yep. This is available on GOG and Steam. It is still in early access, so the choppiness is. The choppiness that you're seeing is, for the most part, not actually the game. It's just my computer struggling to stream it and run it at the same time. With the exception of that Will-O-Wisp battle. That was the game. That was awful. I call it FPS. Alright, anyway. Yes, so, like, really any kind of lighting effects will do that, I imagine. But I could generally get the game pretty stable by, because this is in early access, I had to kind of turn things down to their lowest settings, and I had to, like, find a config file to do that. Which is sort of annoying in itself, because there's no in-game options for that yet. But by doing that, I was generally able to get it pretty stable. However, I had not met the Will-O-Wisp. Good news is that's going to be completely ineffective. Yeah. Extreme halitosis, yes. Okay. We have... No, don't inspect. Your inspection is not great, even though you're a ninja. Loading box. Alright, we're pretty sure that's right. Cool. Alright, Silver receives armor. Alright, we're not getting any weapons, but that's fine. It's, I've been going for a couple hours here, so... Can I keep going? I think I can go a little further. Armor. One of those. Alright, so that again, I think that's just ordinary leather armor. That's awful. We'll give that to Almacia. Actually, let's do this. The stuff I know is, like, decent but not great. Let's give that to Almacia. And... I should probably, like, equip him with some armor. Not that one, I don't think. Equip him with that for now. Alright, there we go. But yeah, it's very cool that it exists, because, like, Wizardry 1 and 5, and I'll talk about this a little more once I'm finally actually done here. We'll give sort of the post-mortem, if you will. Alright, yeah, we're coming up to me having done the complete loop. So, okay. We'll head back to the castle now. Vorpal bunnies. That's okay. That's a little frightening. Also, 2 regular ogres. Those are less frightening. Spell. Mod Delto the Vorpal bunnies, yes. Alright, and then you attack the ogres. Yerbanog, yes. No, I said you attack the ogres. That's the button I want to hit. There we go. This should kill the Vorpal bunnies? Yeah, okay. And then Almacia did 87 billion damage too. Sure. Let me see if you failed to disarm the trap, that's fine. Okay. I got no gold out of that, that's wonderful. Okay, or no equipment. Yeah, I'm wondering now if you could pull lore off of a floor. I think that's the square? Yes, okay. How many mobbies do we have left? Okay. Heal up. Be gone, Mapiro, Hahama, Duromat. That's actually a typo from the original. In the original, it's Mahama Mirodi. Or Mapiro Mahama Duromat. Not that it really means anything, but you know. Alright, so let's stay at the inn. Silver's almost level 23. Well, I'm gonna go kill Murphy's ghosts. Get Silver that level, but eh. Alright, now then. Visit store, sell item, what do we got? Alright, so you have nothing particularly good there. Yeah, okay, so this is plate mail. Actually, that might be leather armor +1. Actually, yeah, you know what? I have so much money, I don't even need to use... That's... Okay, breastplate -1. Interesting. So this is regular breastplate, in other words. That's plate mail, that's a shield +1. You have nothing to identify. That's a short sword. This is plate mail, breastplate +1, chainmail +1. I can just sell all that stuff, because whatever. Now I need to... I should actually probably buy some stuff for Almacia. What do you all think? So what can you actually use is the problem here. You have a plate mail. You copper gloves. I can get you a helm, I guess. Whacking for me isn't equipped that. That's the other thing, is there's not... I think you can do it in the training grounds, but there's not really an easy way to equip a character outside of the maze. So, there we go. Alright. plus 7, 1d5 plus 10 damage. That is so much damage. So that is a minimum of, let's see. I believe the way the damage formula works, that is a minimum of 14 damage per hit Almacia is doing because of that plus his strength. So, yeah, pretty good. And plus 7 to his hit means he's going to hit a lot. Okay, so one of the things, or a few of the things that they added were some quality of life improvements from regular, from original versions of Wizardry 1, which I can show. I think it's tab. It's escape. Okay. So options. So first, not a whole lot of options yet, but hopefully they will add some in-game options. Again, there's a config file you can mess around with. That's how I managed to kind of stabilize the game. Honestly. But if I hit E, you see this old school options. So the old school options are just that. The old school options, if you turn them on, they will behave like the original Apple II version. So you may have noticed there was a little mini map. That if, you can hide that. That's new. But I like the mini map. Text-only Doomapic is what it sounds like. Brings it back to original versions and NES Wizardry 1 and 2. SNES Wizardry 5 actually did give you kind of a snapshot of sort of the immediate area around your floor. This is the one that I turned on, random starting attribute points. So if you... Normally, in, classic versions of Wizardry, you got random attribute points. So what they did as a quality of life thing here was they just give you a certain number of points based on chosen lineage, which you roll your stats, which is cool. Here, they tried to make it easy and just give you a reasonable amount of points at the start. But here's the thing. I'm going to go create a character. Because they added something else. So this is with random points on, and you can see I got 7 bonus points here. But if you'll notice, they added something else to this. If you look closely, down at near the lower corner there, you will see with the random attribute points on, you can see re-roll attribute points. So you just hit one button, boop, and you re-roll. And so that makes it pretty easy to get a random attribute number that is larger than kind of the preset one with the quality of life option on. Yeah. Yes, exactly. And because you have this re-roll button here, like, you would just do this. I don't see why you wouldn't just do this. 10, 9, 8, 9. So right now I'm not hitting particular 19, there you go. You just roll for like an 18 or above. So, I just wanted to show that, because that's the one that the auto-assign is anywhere from 8 to 12 based on the lineage you pick. Lineage is what the new version calls race, and is probably actually a more accurate term. As well as a better, less loaded term, for lack of a better way to put it. I think humans get 12... I want to say elves and dwarves get 10, gnomes might get 9, and halflings 8. So anyway, let's go back to some of the other some of the other old school options here that I have turned off. Random attribute advancement, that's... we were kind of talking about that earlier, how in original Wizardry and a lot of the ports, your stats would randomly go up, and they could also randomly go down on level up. Here, the bonus on average is smaller, but you get to pick how to distribute it with this option off. You get 1 to 3 points that you just distribute however you want, which is actually nice. We didn't see conversation hints at all on this stream, but basically the first time you encounter sort of a situation in this version, your characters will comment on it. Like, oh hey, I can gain a level, we should head back to town, or, you know, oh no, your character is paralyzed, you should, or oh no, some of us have died, you should go back to town and maybe try to resurrect them. That kind of thing. And then original in an age configuration, they sort of replaced age with a, I guess, allegedly easier to understand stat. But the actual in and age configuration, like, they changed... It's hard I change it again. And I'll resume. I'll go to the in. These prices are a little bit different, and the recovery rates are a little bit different than the original game. But, except for the cot, that's the same. Everything else has changed a bit. But... frankly, anything besides the stables is still a sucker's play. Never recover HP at the inn. Yeah. You just recover using the stables, gain your levels at the stables, and then just use your priest/cleric spells to heal your characters, as I've been doing. The only time I ever use these is if I hit the button by accident, which I have done a couple times. So. Yeah. Yep, heal in the dungeon, restore your magic for free, exactly. So yeah, but what else is there? So yeah, that's I'm going to, let's see. Try to leave the music going. I'm going to change scenes here. Where's the scene I want? Webcam, there I am. Hello, everyone. Leave the music going, though. So, okay, can you all still hear me okay? I'm asking if you can hear me, and then I don't have the chat up on my other monitor. Good job. Professional streamer here. What am I doing here? What are we doing here, folks? What are we doing? Alright, there we go. Do that, and do that. Okay, so. Yeah, that was... Also, sometimes in the village, the little map pops up, the little Apple II overlay. Sometimes it doesn't. I have no idea why. Right now it's on. Most of the time it's not. I don't know what causes that. It seems to be something to do with putting the game in and out of focus, but I have no idea why. I think the other big... So, there are actually two other kind of quality of life things in this version. That they don't give you the option to turn off, which are actually less obvious. Actually three, I guess. The first is you'll notice in the top right of the... Well, now you won't, because I'm on the webcam. Good job, me. But in town, on the top right of the screen, your money just goes kind of into a pool, like a separate characterless pool, every time you return to town, which is nice. The second thing is you may have noticed the key items. So when you get a key item, it doesn't take up a spot in your character's inventory. It again goes to a separate location, which is nice. Yeah, the spell descriptions, weapon descriptions, or at least weapon and armor damage and armor class. I don't think it tells you about any, like, special effects that they have, but the armor class is very nice. Like, just even it telling you sort of roughly how good the weapon is really helpful. That's nice. But yeah, so... yeah, that was the Wizardry HD remake. I will, I guess, kind of briefly talk about what I thought of it and all that good stuff now. So, when this was announced, it came out of absolutely nowhere. And to preface this, I should point out that I am probably the least unbiased person possible for discussing this game. Wizardry 1 through 5 were games I had always hoped to see on GOG in some form. GOG, G-O-G. But figured we just never would because, as far as I was aware, the rights to the first 5 games in particular were just a mess to untangle. And I guess, as it turns out, Surtech Software, or the remnants of them after they disbanded like 20 years ago, were actually still the holders of those specific games. And so, out of nowhere, this was announced as being in early access, and I snapped it up, like, immediately. At, I think it was $24 at the time, now it's $30, because they, you know, gave an early access discount on it. And there is a fair argument to be made that $30 for a remake of a 40-year-old game is a little steep. And honestly, I can't really refute that, but I'll try anyway. I think if this was a new game released at that price point, people would not have nearly as big an issue of it. And $25.49, okay, so they did put it back on discount. So either I'm just not seeing the discount, or they put it back on discount or something, I don't know. But 15% off, okay. It kind of oscillated between 16 and 20% off immediately on early access, and then it went back up to its, I guess, regular price. But I think if this were kind of a new game and not announced as specifically a remake of a 40-plus-year-old game, I don't think $30 is that bad, honestly. Like, if I were to purchase a new dungeon crawler for $30, I don't think that's unfair. And I love Wizardry, I love dungeon crawlers in general, so I snapped this up immediately. Effectively as a show of support, almost, hoping to show that, yes, people are interested in this. And on GOG, on the forums, people have asked, does this mean we're going to see Wizardry 2 through 5? And some of the people working on it have been like, it's way too early to even think about that. We need to kind of polish this up and make it the best it can be before we even start to worry about the other games. Which is completely fair. But also, I did kind of purchase this as sort of a show of support. Like, yes, I want to see 2 through 5 in some form, even if it's just straight ports of the apparently wonky DOS versions of the game, you know. I think most of the quality of life options are really cool. There are a few that I was just kind of like, why did you do that? The main one being the predetermined points on character creation. And even then, I could see the argument for it if they didn't have the quick reroll button. Because I think the number of points you get predetermined would, on average, probably be more than you would get if you just tried to roll a character once and didn't re-roll it in any capacity. Either the long way, which you would do on the NES version, or, some of the earlier ports, where, you get through the character creation process, and if you don't think you got enough points, you just quickly made a fighter and then said no when asked if you wanted to keep the character. or in like this, or in this version, or like the SNES version, where you just hit a button to quickly reroll. You know. But because there is that quick reroll option, I'm not totally sure why you need the predetermined points. Well, the other kind of big quality of life thing that they did that I didn't mention is, or I mentioned it earlier, but not super recently, is class changing no longer resets your stats to their minimums, which is actually really helpful and actually makes ninjas viable, and makes changing from melee to magic or vice versa also viable. I guess changing from magic to melee because of how stats work in Wizardry. It's not obvious, but most stats do nothing in most of the ranges. They only have effects, I believe, if they are below 6 or... Yeah, below 6 or above 15. Otherwise, they just do nothing. So... But not resetting the stats as a result of that, it actually makes... You know, it gives you a reason to want to make a ninja, for instance. Because I've made ninjas in some of the... You know, in SNES Wizardry 5 and NES Wizardry 2. And in NES Wizardry 2 in particular, they weren't that great, honestly. I think part of it, too, is that they're advertised as being able to inspect and disarm traps as well as thieves, which is false. They do it pretty decently. They're better than any other character that is not a thief, by a good margin. But they don't do it as well as thieves do. But... I... got a little distracted there. My very short verdict is I am extremely pumped for what I think this game will be when it is totally finished. It is still early access, as evidenced by some of the enemies not having, like, any sort of animation, which, if you were paying attention, some of the enemies had little hammer and sickles next to their kind of icons in the top right. Those are the ones that are unfinished. And even some of the character portraits are also not finished, which you can't see right now because you're looking at my ugly face, but... My characters that had kind of black and white sketches, if you will, are the ones where I guess the character portraits aren't finished yet. So it is still early access in that regard. Like I said, I am pumped for what this is probably going to be on release. Sort of cautionary note, it is very much still Wizardry 1, with all that entails. In other words, Wizardry 1, honestly, is sort of a little bloated and empty. I joke that Ultima 2 was the original huge game world with no reason to explore 90% of it. And Wizardry 1 isn't that bad, but there's still not really a great reason to explore kind of the entire middle of the dungeon. Floors 5 through 8. I mean, there's some interesting, cool stuff in there. There's some neat little Easter eggs, but there's nothing, like, essential to progressing the game. And... honestly, once you get to a point where you can do sort of the Proving Grounds quest and survive that, the enemies on floor 9 aren't actually that much harder than on floors 5 through 8. So do keep that in mind. The other thing to note is this is based on the original Apple II version of Wizardry. And so one big change that they made between, like, Apple II Wizardry 1 and even Apple II Wizardry 2, and then like later versions of Wizardry. And you probably saw some of it. In most later Wizardries and most later ports of Wizardry 1, when you surprise an enemy or vice versa, spells cannot be cast. You can use items that cast spells, but you cannot cast spells yourself, nor can the enemy cast spells on you. That is not the case in this version and in Apple II Wizardry 1. Spells can be used in a surprise round. So one of the things I was most terrified of in the Werdna battle was that Werdna would surprise me and just tilt a wait before I could do anything, and then I would have been in major trouble. Because that is very much a thing that can happen. On my YouTube page, I have a video called I Got Wizardried, where you can see the end result of that. Where I basically get some of the most atrocious luck I think I've ever seen in Wizardry. So that's another thing to keep in mind. That's why I built up the characters so high. Or in part why I built up the characters so high as I did. And so the Werdna battle largely went pretty smoothly, but even then I got drained 2 levels. The vampire bit me. Are there things I don't like about this version? Yes. So some of the things that there are some things that they took out of this from other versions that I really wish they'd kept in, quality of life wise. The big one is equipping your characters. You have to equip them individually, and you have to like go into their menu and then go into their equipment menu and equip them. Whereas in a lot of the earlier versions, equip was just a command that you picked, and then you went down the list of equipment they had. And you could actually just even go into a dungeon and in camp just hit equip party, and you could just go down the whole list of character 1, sword, armor, shield, helmet, character 2, sword, armor, and that was really nice. That's not an option in this as far as I'm aware. Oh, hey, Minor FF Fanatic. Yes, we're doing pretty well. We're kind of on the end of the stream here, sort of giving my rundown / review of the Wizardry HD remake here, so... that's a thing they took out that I wish they hadn't. The other one kind of related to that is in the tavern, being able to inspect your characters. Some of the stuff in the tavern isn't really necessary anymore, like the divvy gold command. You don't need to do that anymore since your gold just goes into a pool when you leave town. But the being able to inspect a character and like equip them in the tavern versus the training grounds. Can you even do anything in the training grounds? So if I inspect roster, let's see. I can switch tab. I can browse inventory. Yeah, okay. So I could equip them in here, but that's sort of irritating to do, honestly. I know you can't see it, but... Yeah, so you can kind of inspect the character in the training grounds, which I guess is fine. But it's not great for, like, if you want to... So you can't easily exchange equipment outside of the maze, which is sort of annoying, but... Oh no! Anonymous gifter, thank you for gifting a sub to Mr. Sterling. Unfortunately, I don't have my alert on this particular scene. Thank you. Did I actually... I think I did. Yeah, so... Yeah, sorry, I got sidetracked. Thank you for gifting a sub to Althena Luna. Enjoy being a member of the Islets. Enjoy your emotes and all that good stuff. So, alright, so besides that, again, the game is still early access. There isn't a whole lot in the way of music, although I do like what is there in the way of music, because a lot of it is kind of the NES version remixed, which I didn't think was the case at first. I think because when the game loaded up and I saw the Wizardry title screen, what I was expecting to hear, I was expecting to hear was bum 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 do 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 do. I was expecting to hear the NES Wizardry title screen theme. I was not expecting to hear the castle theme, which is what actually played. And it wasn't actually until I got into a battle and listened that I realized, oh wait, a lot of this actually is the NES music, just kind of remixed and expanded. So they did say more music will be coming. And another thing that was in some of the other versions of the game, especially the Super Famicom version, is that the dungeons would have like different textures for the walls, which I always thought was pretty neat. Even the NES version, the last floor has a different texture than the rest of the dungeon. And that's not yet a thing in this, and I hope it will be. And similarly with the music, I do hope they put in like a final boss theme fitting of Werdna. As much as I love the regular battle theme, don't get me wrong. But like I said earlier, in other versions of the game, you hear that final boss theme, you're like, oh yeah, no, Werdna is not playing around. And that's, before he casts Tilt-O-Wait and probably annihilates your whole party, because you were not prepared for an enemy that can cast Tilt-O-Wait on you. To say nothing of his minions. So, in the end, like I said, I personally am pumped for what this game is probably going to be when it is finished. And obviously I enjoyed it enough to spend so many hours killing Murphy's ghosts. So many hours killing so many Murphy's ghosts. You all have no idea. Spend a ton of hours killing a ton of Murphy's ghosts to build my party up to get through the game and map it out. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed it a lot because I love Wizardry. Would I recommend it? It's still Wizardry 1. For better or worse, it is still Wizardry 1. And one of the things I enjoyed actually doing with this was making, I'll show you here. Let me just make sure I don't have anything particular. Yes, okay. So I enjoyed mapping out the dungeon. So here's floor 1, for instance. And here's what I did of floor 9 and floor 8. And I think games like this are really balanced around that, to the extent that Wizardry 1 is balanced at all. Because again, Wizardry can decide to Wizardry at any time. But to the extent that Wizardry is balanced, it's really balanced around that sort of concept of you mapping out the dungeon. And that's... Murphy's Ghost aside, I feel like the intention is you sort of get stronger on this kind of curve where you're mapping out the dungeon. And, on each floor, you gain 1, maybe 2 levels. Until you get down to floor 10. Yes, it is the same layout as the original game maps, right down to some of the bugs in them. Like the fact that the gold key is just not used for anything, and that floors 4 and 9 have, like, little areas you just can't get to. Like, not like Maloring, quote-unquote, outside some of the borders. By which I don't mean teleporting into rock, but I mean there are, So, like, if I open up... Like, if I open up this map of floor 4... that there. So I don't mean, like, Maloring into kind of the corner there. I don't mean, I'm going to try to do this here. So I don't mean like maloring into this, which you could do, and then I think there would probably be like a door here. A one-way door where you can get out. But like over here, yeah, I can't do this. But over here, so like this wall is supposed to be a door to another little section here, and it's just not. Which I think is actually an artifact of the original game. And same thing for floor, so you can see here, floor 8, you can kind of see the RJW in the floor there, which is kind of a fun little thing. Floor 9 is supposed to be ACG, but as you can see, there's no A. The A is, I think it's supposed to be off of that little offshoot, kind of south of my pinky finger that I'm tapping here, down there. But there's, again, it's just a wall instead of a door. You just can't get to it. Which, again, I think is in the original game. So, yes, it is the same layouts with a couple kind of quality of life exceptions. You have to, primarily on floor 9 and 10, the game does show you the chute down to floor 10. It's not, like, hidden, and you have to specifically jump into it. And then floor 10, same thing for the teleport back to the castle. You have to specifically hit a button to teleport back to the castle. Yeah, in some of those instances. I think the one other kind of good quality of life thing is you don't actually have to use the Amulet of Werdna to escape the dungeon. There's now a door in Werdna's chamber that leads directly back to the castle. So, but yeah, so with all that in mind, I think if you know what you're getting into, yes, I would recommend this. And again, I'm the least unbiased person possible. I'm probably the last person to, be able to give you an objective should you buy this or not. I definitely would. I'm happy I did. I actually had some issues. Like I said, I had to go into the configuration file and like lower all the settings to get it stable enough for me to really be able to run it on my 5-ish-year-old laptop. Yes, I've heard all the jokes about my computer struggling to run a 40-plus-year-old game. If you'd still like to make them, go ahead, but just know you're not original doing that. But yeah. Once I did that, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. And, I'm happy I spent all this time playing it. So. Oh, excuse me. The original came out in 81, so. September 1981 it came out, I believe. August or September 81. So. The point is... the point is, yes, I have heard the joke. Yes, multiple people have made the joke about my computer struggling to run this game. Including myself, so. But yeah, I'm hugely happy that this is out, even if I don't know if I could objectively recommend it. I mean, again, it is Wizardry 1, and it's not even to do with the fact that it's, kind of expensive for a remake of it, for basically a 40-plus-year-old game. It's just that, at its core, it is still that 40-plus-year-old game, even with the quality of life improvements. And, some of what that entails is just, again, mainly the fact that there's not a great reason to explore the entire middle of the dungeon. Also, you should buy and support this game if you like memes. What do I mean by that? Well, the producer is one Drew Scanlon, who you may not know the name, but I guarantee you know his face. He is the guy in this GIF, and I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna botch it horribly, but that guy, yeah, he's the producer of this. He works for Digital Eclipse now. I botched that in part because the actual GIF, he's kind of facing off to the side, not head on camera. Just did there, but. I was watching the credits, and I'm pretty sure I made that exact reaction when I saw the name Drew Scanlon pop up. So, but yeah, I am hugely happy this is out, and I was happy to buy it and support it even before I was able to lower all the settings and stabilize it. Yes, blinking guy. I'm glad you got where I was going with that, even if I'm sure my execution was way off. He now works for Digital Eclipse. Apparently he produced this. Yeah, exactly. I want more Wizardry. I want to see 2 through 5. Either in this form, or like I said, I would even take just some form of straight port to GOG or to Steam. Even knowing that the PC version is busted stat-wise. Or at least some of them are. And again, everyone has said, you know, it's a little too early to worry about future Wizardries, and I can't even really argue with that. But again, if they're listening, yes, I am interested in future Wizardries. So, like I said, again, glad it's out. Me personally, hugely looking forward to what it's going to be like, you know, when it's actually finished and everything has animations and a proper soundtrack and typos are fixed and all that. So. All right. With that, that was yes. So one of the things I have said, well, I have thought, I don't know if I'd ever actually said it, was, you know, put Wizardry 1 through 5 on GOG and I will be first in line to buy them. And so Digital Eclipse called my bluff. I was like, well, okay. $30 HD remake, or $24 at the time. $24 HD remake of Wizardry 1. Not exactly what I meant when I said that, but you called my bluff, and I want to see more of these. So, alright, here you go. Take my money. So that is that. With that, thank you to everyone who followed and subscribed and all that good stuff. With that, we have reached the end of stream number 57. Oh no, there's the sub. There's the sub alert. Thanks. Why it just played now, I don't know. But, you know. That's weird, because I'm not sure I have the alert on this stream. On this, Okay, that one I do have. There it is. Okay, I do have it on this layout. So, for those of you who don't know, that is the "Oh no" from the Intellivision voice module game Bomb Squad. When you fail just before the city blows up. So, all right, we have reached the end of the stream. Let's find you all a raid target, shall we? Let's see if anyone else is playing any Wizardries on Twitch. At least the ones that I'm following. Let's see what we got here. Gonna take its sweet time loading. Great. Okay. Okay, sure. You're gonna do that on me. Sure. All right. All right. So let's see. Is there anyone besides me playing this right now? Let's take a look. I was excited when I saw people in the. Yeah. Okay, that's me. All right. Well, I can't raid myself. I mean, I could, I guess. Alright. I'm gonna send you to someone whom I have frequently watched here. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah. I'm, happy to spread the word. So that's one cool thing is I've been putting some of these videos on YouTube, and I've apparently made several people aware of the existence of this. Honestly, I wasn't aware of it when it was announced. Someone on another Discord that I'm on was like, "Hey MTI, I know you like Wizardry. Are you aware of this?" And I was like, "I was not, but I'm buying it now." So, I'm gonna send you here. Toad is not playing. Toad is not playing Wizardry. He is, however, playing XCOM UFO Defense, which is a game that is honestly not all that much like Wizardry, except that it has kind of an Iron Man mode. That is not like Wizardry at all, except it has kind of, that sort of Iron Man sort of hardcore style where as an option you can do that, and if you die you're just dead. You just have to live with it. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful night. I will be back. I don't know exactly when I'll be back, honestly, because we have to clean up the condo this weekend and then again visiting friends. So thank you all for watching. Hi and bye, Flan Kitty. We did it. We finished Wizardry HD Remake. The official title is just Wizardry Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord. But I call it Wizardry HD to differentiate it from, other ports. Alright, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful night and weekend. Bye-bye, everyone.